Thank you. Steve Darling.
Thank you, and what a pleasure it is to serve under your chairmanship, Christine Chardine, and I'd like to congratulate the member for Beckenham and Penge for his not just obtaining this debate here today, but the campaign that he has led the charge on. And it is an extremely important campaign, because when you get elected as an MP, you think, well, what am I here for? And it's about giving agency, but it's also an important thing of what being an MP is about, is looking for justice for your community. And this community of 13,000 women across the United Kingdom deserve that justice. I would reflect on what we've heard around the debate today, and it is around that forced adoption that we've seen occurring on those youngsters. And I was not aware that Philomena had her son, Tony, for 3 years before being forced to give up that child, and that is just absolutely...
Steve Darling.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. And the area I was looking to cover just before we ceased was trauma, and how this has had significant trauma on these young women's lives. And we know that that may well have impacted on them for the whole of their lives. And therefore, this is why, as Liberal Democrats, we feel that justice must be served. We must ensure that there are no delays in this, and I look forward to the Minister hopefully giving some hope to those who could benefit from the system as to how this could be put into action, I would hope, in a matter of months rather than years. Now, I've got an admission to make. I've never actually seen Philomena, the film, and it's probably because I'd find it too upsetting, because I'm adopted myself. Between 1949 and 1976, there was 185,000 children in England and Wales who went through a system within the UK where there was a culture of adoption around certain mother and baby units up and down England and Wales. And John Holmes, that many of us will know from Radio 4 Comedy, did a very good File on 4 programme about this, about the impact on those individuals, and particularly the mothers. And although he was adopted himself, he never actually found his birth mother. Now, I was very fortunate, and although I was adopted in Birmingham, my parents moved down to Torquay, Eric and Penny, who were outstanding adopted parents. And about 15 years ago, I found my birth mother living only 9 miles from Torquay, Pam. And we meet regularly, and we've had Christmas dinner together and things like that. But it is very evident how what she went through with losing me has left her with trauma and an emotional scar throughout the rest of her life. And I'm sure that this is the case, and maybe, well, I'm not even maybe, I'm sure amplified to a large extent of what we saw happening in the mother and baby units in Ireland, where it was a significantly more state-sponsored the institutions around this forced adoption, forced labour, and sense of shame on those individuals. So we need to see that justice is brought to bear on this opportunity here. We need to see that Philomena's law is enacted. We have seen that with the 7 terrorism attacks that this disregard, this capital disregard, has been applied. We've had it in respect of institutional sexual abuse of children. That disregard has come to, that capital disregard has come to play, and only in recent months the same principle has been applied in respect of tainted blood that's only recently gone through the Commons. So I would implore the Minister to make sure that we drive the Philomena's law as a matter of urgency and let it take flight. Thank you.